So today I'm behind the wheel of the 2022 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro, and I'm going to take some time to showcase the interior of this thing. So starting as I normally do, from left to right. Over on the left, uniquely up on the top, is the window switches as well as the door locks. Down low you have a door latch. To the right of that, you've got your rear mirror adjust. You've got a little slider for the dim level of the gauge cluster, an auto headlight button. Right here, this little teacup looking button with a view, it says view. You push that, it's actually the camera. So pushing it in gives you different views from the exterior of the vehicle. Pushing it again gives you some more views. And pushing again brings you back to whatever you're normally we're displaying up on the nav screen. This button right here activates all the different plugs in the rear, and this is for heating up the windshield wipers. Moving to the gauge cluster, it features a tach over on the left, speedometer on the right, two smaller gauges for temperature of the engine as well as your fuel gauge. In the center you have a digital display which can cycle through different pages. So right now I'm kind of on an information page, scrolling all the way to the top. First you have after start, which features your average miles per gallon, average miles per hour, and the time of the vehicle. After reset, sort of the same information. After refuel, eco indicator, your speed as miles per hour is digital, sway warning, and then just blank if you want to just blank out the screen. Moving to the right, you've got a little more detailed, so you have a steering angle, so if I turn the steering wheel, you kind of see the little icon up there kind of move. And you got the tire pressures for all four corners. You got a compass, whatever music you're listening to, media, some driver information settings, messages, and some more settings that you can cycle through. I normally just leave it on the digital speedometer. Moving back to the steering wheel, how I was adjusting all the functions in the center is over here on the right. So up, down, changes, left, right will get you through the different pages. Back as well, pushing this kind of resets you to the first page up top. Over on the left is where you have all your media tuning options. So you got volume control left and right, and tuner control up and down. You got talk, you got mode, you can hold this, cuts all the sound off. Phone buttons down low as well. Right here you've got different lane assist and the distance for your cruise control, which is behind the steering wheel right here. Also behind the steering wheel is the engine start stop button. Moving to the center, you've got an old school time, which can be adjusted with two buttons right here. You can have time displayed basically in two spots. It's kind of unique. You got hazards, two vents, and then you got the nav screen. So this is kind of the home screen. You can customize it to your liking. I currently have it on whatever media I'm listening to. This kind of range, screen, and a map over on the right. So you've got some preset buttons which will kind of hop you right into something. So you got home, which will bring you here, menu, pushing menu kind of gets you through destination, audio, phone, apps. So in apps, you got the Toyota app can be connected through here. Going back to menu, projection if you want to project your phone up on the screen, info, eco, showcases some more economic details of the vehicle. Traffic incidents, weather, vehicle alert history, and setup. Just going to setup real fast. Showcases kind of the normal stuff you can change on the vehicle, you know, the clock and all that. Bluetooth, audio, phone, and voice. Vehicle, you got maintenance options, valet mode, navigation, Wi-Fi, and the apps. This is kind of where you can all set them up and play around with the different settings. But that's pretty much it on the navigation screen. So to the left, you've got the power and the volume knob. To the right, you got the tuner scroll knob. Below that, you've got a little analog screen which showcases the temperature, dual zone, so you can, passenger and driver can control their own, but it'll display here. You've got what option you've set for the HVAC to blow air at. It'll display right here, and this is the levels of the fan, which will display. And then below that, there's all your different options like I just mentioned. This is kind of what options you want to blow the air at you. This is fan, and fan off is a quick button right here. You got AC and your normal HVAC controls, as well as heated rear view windows. Tuck down low, you got some cubby holes down here. Right here, you've got a USB port, which I currently have USB stick in for media purposes. You got your normal smoker's plug. Moving back from that, you got cup holder, so you can remove this. And it says, remove for a larger cup holder, but I like to think of it as remove to clean. To the right of that, you've got a nice manual, old school 4-wheel drive gear selector. So it goes between high 2, high 4, neutral, and low 4. So for high 2 and high 4, you just can adjust it on the fly. For low 4, you have to put the transmission into neutral, and then you can shift it into it. So that also unlocks some of the multi-terrain select options. So I'm going to do so right now to showcase that. So I'm going to put the vehicle in neutral. You can kind of see everything kind of turned on. Now you have it currently set to the multi-terrain cameras, showcasing the angle of the vehicle as well. You can adjust, how you want to drive with the controls located up top here, and I'll touch on that when I get back to the sunroof. But bringing it back down, just put it back in two-wheel drive. There's a little space. You could put some French fries, a phone. I don't really utilize it much. And then this is the gear lever, which I shifted into neutral for the purposes of the 4-wheel drive select. Features TRD branding up top. You've got park, reverse, neutral, and drive. Once you're in drive, you can knock it over and be in sport, and you can select all your gears. Up to 5th. You got a little spot right here, which I utilize for a little remote for the DVD player in the back for my son. Another cup holder, which is also removable. It says remove for large cups, but like I said, I kind of think of it as remove to clean. You've got heated seats for the driver and the passenger, and a rear window button, which will make it go down or up. You got armrest. It's pretty deep. It features a smoker's plug in here as well. You got a spot for tissue, so those tissues we can kind of store whatever would fit. Moving over, you got glove box. It's pretty deep. Give you a look at the passenger door. The seats, which headrests feature TRD. Should also note that the floor mats feature 4Runner TRD Pro on them. This is our daily driver, so of course it has my son's car seat in it. The front row features a sunroof. And up here you've got different option buttons. So you got traction control, A-track, you've got a locking rear differential button right here. These are the different mode buttons you can switch between for crawl control, different options on what kind of terrain you're in as well. I haven't had the moment to go kind of off-roading with this yet. I'm going to try to do that during this vehicle's ownership, but right now it's kind of focusing on being my wife's daily driver, but I intend fully to get this thing off the road and utilize some of these modes to their fullest intent. But in terms of the interior of this vehicle, that is pretty much it. If there's some feature that I didn't go too in depth on, be sure to leave a comment below, and I'd happily try to find you an answer if I can, and if I can't, I'll point you in some direction. But leave it below. Thanks for watching.